Hello, hi, good evening. I am just waiting for people to join in, more people to join in. Hi, Namrita, thank you for joining. Hello, Happy New Year. Hi, Sanjay, good evening, Happy New Year. Hello, hello, thank you for joining in. Hi, in shoes. In shoes? Interesting name. Hi, thank you for joining. Hi, Nidhi. Hello, hello, good evening. Happy New Year. Hi. Thank you, Sanjay. Hello, Parenting Network. Thank you for joining in. Alright, while others are joining in, I wish you all a very, very happy new year, and I hope you all had a good start to this new year. Right. Hello, hello. Guys, if you want to interact with me, you can put it in the comments or give me reactions so that I know that I am not talking to myself. I have people listening. All right. Hello, hello. Good evening. Okay. All right. So before I start, I just wanted to ask you guys something. Tell me, do you think that you're not spending enough time with your kid? I do you think that your kid is a picky eater? Are you having issues or struggles in setting screen time routine with your kids? Do you think that your kid is not doing enough physical activity, or do you have do your does your kid faces a lot of issues or struggles? You both have power struggle when you want them to write. Do you think that there is a communication gap between you and your kid? If you said to any of that, stay with me because that is what I'm going to talk about today. That is the parenting goals that we are going to set for 2024, and I'm going to help you set that goals in a more realistic way so that they are more achievable. I'm going to guide you through that, so stay with me as I talk about the skadam. Hi, thank you everyone for joining in. I am Shambhavi. I am an IT consultant and a certified parent coach. And this year I've collaborated with the Parenting, which is a community of 2000 plus parent coaches across 16 countries. Yes, and we are doing a drive called Daska Dam, which is this is the season 2 for them actually. And here, what we are trying to do is we are trying to reach more parents so that we can help them reduce their parenting stress a tad bit. I know parenting is hard and nobody taught us parenting, but if you have somebody who can guide you, who can tell you the tips and tricks to go through it, the journey becomes a little easier. Yes, do you agree with me? True, true. All right. So this is what we are going to talk about. So let me dive into Das Ka Dam without further ado. So Das Ka Dam में पहला point or the first point that I'm going to talk about is how to spend more time with your kid. Right. There is a very common misconception that I need to take out enough time to spend with my kid, or I need to wait for the weekends to spend time with my kid. Basically, I need to have ample of time to spend with my kid. Do you believe that? Let me tell you, that is a myth. Yes, because you do not need ample of time to spend quality time with your kid. That is why it is called quality time. The 10-15 minutes is the minimum that you need in a day to spend with your kid, and build a connection, a bond that bridges the gap between you, right? That makes your connection strong with your kid. Yes. So that quality time basically is when you sit with your kid and interact with your kid without any distractions. Yeah. Do you think that if you're talking with your kid and you're scrolling on your phone, or you're talking on a phone, or you're in a meeting and your kid is sitting beside you and playing, is that called a quality time? No. Or other way around, if your kid is watching TV and you're trying to interact with your kid, is that called quality time? No. Because quality time is when both kid and the parent are collaboratively agreeing to spend time with each other. Yes, you cannot force quality time on your kid also. You need to understand that your kid also needs to be in that space to spend time with you. That is when it becomes more effective, more fruitful, when you both are equally invested to spend time with you without any distractions. Yes. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining in, people. We are talking about Das Ka Dam. That is the parenting goals that we are going to set for 2024. And I was just talking about how to spend more quality time with your kid. So as I was saying, that you don't need ample of time to spend quality time. You just need to find those 10-15 minutes of bits in your day where both you and your kid can spend time with each other. For example, if you are taking time between two chores, or if you are taking a coffee break, if you are work from home parent like me, then that is the best time when your kid is there. What you can do, my favorite is dance randomly. We just put on the music, or even sometimes don't have music, we dance on the rhymes that we have. Ringa Ringa Roses, or Jingle Bells, because it was a Christmas season, or his favorite song, that is what Jhumka. Right? So dance randomly with your kid, because that time you both are invested with each other, you are giving attention to each other. That helps you strengthen that bond with your kid, that helps you make the connection with your kid. That is one very easy example of spending quality time. What else can you do? Have a one-to-one conversation where you do not question, you share, you talk. You talk about how your day was, what was interesting for you. You encourage them to share their day without asking question. If you do you think that they'll like if you ask, like, school mein kya padhaya, how was your day, did you eat tiffin, who is your friend? So instead of asking those questions, you start sharing that, okay, this is how my day went, and they'll encourage to share theirs also. Not in a day or two, but over a period of time, after 2-3 days, they'll see, okay, this is something that they are going to share, I also should share. That is how you feel with your friends, right? So that is the trick. Another good way is reading books, our favorite, before the bedtime. One of the things that we started doing recently is talking about what you are going to dream. So it's like setting a perception, or putting in happy thoughts before I sleep. So we talk about, okay, what are you going to dream about? I am going to dream about this. He is very interested in vehicles and cars, so it's like, yeah, or he has a new game called air football, so he's like, I'm going to dream about that, how I played with it. So these are the small things that you can do in a day without having to setting aside the time for spending with your kid. That will help you bond with your kid, make connection with your kid. If you have bigger kids, you can go on walk with them. Even with smaller kids, you can go on walk with them post dinner. You can join a class, Zumba or yoga or gym, you can go together. Then you can start a DIY project. You can do small activities. You can do puzzles, one of my favorite again. You can do puzzles with them together. You can garden together if you like. Or if you have smaller kids, you can teach them the plant life cycle, like you can progress the growth of the plant right? You can water the plants together. So these are very small things which we think that are not important enough, or we don't involve our child in, or we don't involve ourselves with our child. But these are the small things that can help you actually build the connection, spend quality time with your kids, right? So that was point number one. Moving on to the next one in Das Kadam is very common question or very common problem with the parents these days is how to set screen time rules, how to set a gadget free routine. All right, so there's a very funny thing that I observe with parents is that they'll ask their kid to switch off the TV or give away the tab or phone, but they will continuously keep on scrolling or watching things on in your phone. Do you think that how does that make your kid feel? कि मुझे मना कर रहे हैं बट खुद तो देख रहे हैं. एंड इफ योर किड इज बिगर प्रॉब्ली दे माइट हैव कॉल्ड यू आउट ऑल्सो, right? Because my kid did recently on the weekend that we were watching back to back shows. It's like, actually you're watching for such a long time, you should switch it off. And you know what we did? We immediately switched off without any questions asked, because that is what our kid does when we ask them. So you have to model what you want. If you want your kid to set screen time rules, set screen time rules for yourself also. There are so many people who actually have their entire work on phone. Then you need to inform your kid that, see, I'm not entertaining myself on the phone or laptop, I am actually working. And you need to be true to that. It's not like you're telling that I'm working and then the other time you're watching content on the on your phone. So that will become discrepancy, and it will not create the trust between you and your kid. So you need to be true to yourself, you need to be true to your kid. Some very common things or very easy, simple things that you can do to set up a gadget-free routine in your house is like, my favorite of what we do is no screens on the table, no screens on the food table. So be it phone, laptop, tab, anything, or TV. We don't, if you're eating together. That is meal time. That is also one of the very good things to spend quality time with your family. When you sit and eat together, it says, right, the family who eats together stays together, right? Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, Priya, for joining in. We are talking about Das Ka Dam, the 10 parenting goals that we are planning to set, and I'm just helping you how to be more realistic about it, how you can set it in day-to-day life. So we talked about quality time, and now we are talking about how to set gadget-free routine. So what I was saying is like, you can set a rule called no screen on the food table, and you need to follow through too, right? It's not that, okay, today I'm not using my phone, that tomorrow I can. No, you need to make sure that this is the rule for everybody who are eating together. Then another thing that you can do is no gadgets in the morning after waking up. That is also one of the very common habits we have. Then you can, most important thing is put down the phone when somebody is talking to you. Even if it is an adult or a kid, especially it is a kid, because what happens when some adult is talking, we are giving them undivided attention, we are listening to them. But when it is a kid, we are not doing that. It's like, sun raha hu main, you tell me, But that is not the thing, right? Because then the kid will think that you're not actually listening to them. So always put down the phone if you're not doing something very urgent, or ask them that, okay, give me 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and you get back to them in that time, right? So thank you, Richa, for agreeing that yes, we need to follow these two as parents rather than just imposing them on kids, right? Because kids learn what they see rather than preaching. Another thing you can do to help yourself actually to set a screen time limit is put apps in your phone that have that timer. In fact, Instagram has a built-in feature where you can set the timer. I have 45 minutes of timer on my phone for Instagram, that I don't do Instagram more than 45 minutes. Obviously, apart from today, it will go beyond. But otherwise, I don't scroll like that. Similarly, you can do it on the phone also. If you're not using Instagram, you're using other apps. So you can put apps on your phone which will help you being conscious that, okay, this is how much time I'm spending on phone, right? So that was point number 2, how to set up the gadget free routine. Hi everyone, thank you for joining in, people who are just joining. So we are talking about Das Ka Dam, the 10 parenting goals that we are striving for in 2024. In case you want me to share this handbook with you, stay with me till the end. You can share your email IDs, you can DM me your email IDs, and I can send it to you along with the pointers that we are talking about under the headings. All right, moving on. So do you know why there is a time limit set for kids age for screen time, like 0 to 2 years no screen time, 2 to 5 years half an hour a day, and so on and so forth? Because it impacts their growing brain. Yes, and that is why the concentration problem or the focus problem is very common these days in kids. Most of the parents tell that, okay, my kid cannot concentrate for a longer time, or they are not focusing enough, they are very hyperactive. They can be if they are watching those kind of flashy shows, fast paced shows. So that can also impact their activity, because they are building up so much of energy, but they don't have any way to let it out, right? How do you feel when you see a Rohit Shetty movie or an action movie? You feel all pumped up, right? So when you are spending a lot of time on screen watching fast paced loud songs, rhymes, and flashy symbols, dancing letters, so that is how your kids are also doing. It's moving so fast, then brain is not able to grasp it. That is why they have the concentration problem. So the third point that I'm going to talk about is how to improve the control and consciousness and concentration in kids, right? So my favorite one is playing the sorting or matching games. Wait, I'm not asking you to go on Amazon and order games. Very simple sorting and matching games that we love is like, give them a bowl full of different pulses, rajma, lubia, beans, and chole and all that, and ask them to sort it out in a different bowl. So that helps them put concentration and helps them with the pincer grip also, which is going to help them when they are going to write. Right? Then a matching game, you can, when you do the laundry, give them the socks and let them sort it out, let them match it. So those are the simple things that you can do in your day-to-day life, that will help you also, engage them, spend quality time with your kid when you are doing things together. Then solving small puzzles. A word building game is very good for little preschoolers or elder kids. Then meditation is very, very important and very good technique to improve your concentration. So age wise, there are very different activities of meditation that you can do with your kids, staring at an object and all those kind of things that you have in yoga, and concentration building routine that you have in meditation that you can help your child with. Yeah, that is how you can build concentration. Also, when we talk about focus on concentration, you need to make your kid understand that they should be in touch with their consciousness, how they are feeling. So naming their emotion, whether you're angry or sad or happy, because most of the time kids throw tantrum because they don't know how to express what they are feeling, whether they are feeling angry or whether they are feeling sad or whether they are feeling happy or excited. So when you teach them to name their emotions, how to express their emotions, that also brings them in more control and they are more in touch with their consciousness, right? Hi, thank you for joining in. The parents who are just joining or the people who are just joining, we are talking about Das Ka Dam, the 10 parenting goals, and we just talked about the top 3, how to spend quality time, how to set gadget free routine, and how to improve the consciousness in your kid. Alright, so moving on, the fourth point that I want to talk about is that many parents complain that their kids are not doing physical activities these days. Like how we used to play outside, they are more of an indoor person. right? So that also you can do when, and it will help you when you're setting a screen time routine. Most of the time what happens is like we just tell them, okay, the time is up, and we switch off the screen, and then the tantrum comes because then your kid doesn't know what to do, right? So that is when you need to have alternate activities, be it the indoor activities we just talked about, puzzles or games or sorting, or you can engage them in the physical activities. That will be ek तीर से दो निशान दो निशाने. So you will be switching off the screen and you will be sending them out for the physical activities. You can take them to park, you can enroll them in the activities like judo or dance classes, or sports in school that you have, swimming according to the weather. So that will give them an alternative also to spend, or to engage their energy that they have built in, so release their energy that they have built in while watching the TV and sitting in one place, because physical growth is as important as the growth of brain for your growing kid. Or physical activity is more is important as well, right? So that is how you can engage them. If you have elder kids, you can set a running or a jogging routine. You can set up a exercise routine. You can ask them to join yoga. So those small things in a day, that half an hour, 1 hour for your kid, reserve that for physical activity and try to engage them by giving them the alternatives that they like. So that was the fourth point that we talked about. Now when we are talking about the brain sorry, when we are talking about the brain, we also need to give me 1 minute. Hi, sorry, I'm back. Yes, thank you, Priya. I just had water. Today I did not have it with me because I'm going through that cold and cough. Thank you for waiting. Alright, so the next thing I was talking about, point number 5, was my kid is a picky eater. Do you feel that? Many people tell my kid that he's a picky eater. I'm sorry. So but that is not the case actually, because the alternative that we are giving them, that is what defines whether they are picky eater or not. If you are introducing a lot of variety of foods and encouraging them to taste or try different variety of food, your kid will get used to that. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but keep trying. So that will help your kid to have a variety of foods and probably not be a picky eater. Then when we talk about healthy eating habits, first point that comes is ensure that the breakfast is must. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and ensure that your kid is having good breakfast, not only packaged food or biscuit or something like that. Have proper breakfast routine for yourself as well as for your kid, so that it helps them kickstart the day in a good energy. Then ensure that you and your kid are having a fruit in a day. Have a colorful plate. Introduce salads and greens and rice and dal and all those things. If you're cooking one pot meal, try to add different vegetables in it, so that you are getting all the nutrients. Add nuts and calcium to their product. very important thing is most people think that milk is the only source of calcium. No. If your kid doesn't drink milk, you can provide them alternative for calcium. Like you can give them curd, paneer. There are till. White till is very good source of calcium. So you can make laddus out of it. You can make chikkis out of it. You can also use them in making chilas or parathas when you're doing, right, or the cutlets and all. So you can use that white till for garnishing also, right? Then so that will help you. So again, these are very small changes that you need to do in your day. Remove the packaged food, I would suggest, because we did and we saw a difference. Do not bring in the packaged food. Do not bring in, you know, the junk food. Limit your takeouts, limit your order-ins. That also helps you, because if you do not have the alternative, you are going to eat what you have healthy, right? You establish that healthy eating habit ultimately. Include water more. Have water beside you so that you can have water more. So that is about setting the healthy eating habits. Parents who just joined in, or the people who are just joining in, we are talking about 10 Kadam, the 10 parenting goals that we are going to set for 2024, and I'm just trying to help you how to inculcate them in your day-to-day life. So point number 6 is how to raise confident and independent kid. Before I dive into that, I want to ask you a question. Have you seen that when kids grow up to the age of 4, 5 or 6, everybody expects them to do everything on their own? They should know how to tie their shoes. They should know how to eat. They should know how to drink from an open cup. They should know how to put away their toys, right? Do we not expect them? We do, right? We want them to be more independent. But the question is, have we trained them to be independent? Those 2-3 years of their lives, like if I count from 2.5 years, those 2-3 years of their life, have you trained them to be independent? Yes, no? If you said yes, kudos to you. But if no, that is what the mistake is. You don't let them do anything. You are telling them, you are making them you are telling them how to do each and everything. You're not letting them take decision. They are not letting them try things on your own, because either you're short on patience or time. Yes, that is true. And then you expect when they turn 4, 5 or 6 that they should start doing. You are feeding them. You're not encouraging them to eat, because they are going to create a mess, right? So that is what is lacking here when you are trying to raise independent kids. You need to give them that liberty. You need to let them make mistakes. You need to encourage them to try. It will take a little more time, a little more patience from your end. Trust me, but it will all be worth it. You will be the most proud person when the other people are going to say, अरे वाह, ये तो अपने आप से जूते पहनता है, अरे वाह, ये अपने आप से खा लेता है, right? So train them to be independent. Let them make their mistakes. Let them make the choices. Give the choices what you want them to choose, but give them options. That is how they become independent, and also it inculcates confidence in them. That okay, I can do it. That achieving that that feeling that they have after they achieve something, that is very precious to them. That is how they feel, that okay, I did it, right? So that is what inculcates confidence in them. And when they go out, that confidence give them the push to be in that social environment, in that social gathering, and that ultimately leads to a leading capability also. They start taking responsibilities. They start taking charge of the situation. So the train them how to be independent, encourage them how to to try new things, to try things on their own before you jump in to help them. Right, so that was point number 6 in Das Ka Dam. People who are just joining, thank you for joining. We are talking about Das Ka Dam, and we talked about how to spend quality time with your kid. We talked about healthy eating habits. We talked about how to increase the concentration, how to set gadget-free routine, how to engage them in physical activities, and how to train your kid to be independent and confident. In case you missed the session and you would like to have a handbook of the points we just talked about, please leave your email ID in the DM or in the comments, and I will share it with you. Alright, moving on. 7th point which we want to talk about is the communication gap. What happens is, like, we feel that there's a communication gap between parents and the kids, but what are we doing to bridge that communication gap? Are we taking any specific steps? Do you know what these steps can be? It can be as easy as having a positive approach when you're talking. It can be your body language, it can be your tone, it can be your gestures. How you talk to your kid is what impacts them, give them the trust and confidence to come and share with you, to bridge that communication gap. When they are talking, do not interrupt them. Very important. We think it's kids. Okay, I understood your point. Let them finish, right? Let them finish their sentence. Let them finish their thought, and you'll be amazed what they are thinking. So let them finish their thought. Listen to them actively, what they are trying to say, and actually listen to them. Don't just hear them, all right? There's a difference. So don't interrupt them when they are talking. When you are interacting with them, use a polite tone, make an eye contact, check your body language, how you're talking to them. When you're giving them instructions, be very clear and crisp in your instructions. Don't just beat about the bush ki acha ye bhi kar lena, wo bhi kar lena. Step by step, give them the instructions step by step. They are just growing, their brains are a little bit, they process slowly, right? Compliment them more, avoid the blaming thing. Even if you know that your kid has done that, instead of blaming, just try to have a conversation about it. What happened? Are you okay? Are you hurt? Interact with them, acknowledge their feelings, how they are feeling, not only happiness but sadness also. That is very important. Instead of saying ki nahi kuch nahi hota, ro kyun ro rahe ho, nahi kuch nahi hota, when they are hurt, it's okay. Even if you think that they are not hurt, ask them, acknowledge it. Oh, are you hurt? Are you okay? Right? So that is how you can have a positive communication, and also you can encourage communication from your kid, because in younger years you may not feel that okay, it is okay, I'll ask the question, they'll tell, they'll not tell, they'll ultimately share with you, because you are their source for everything, right? You are their safe place. But this will help you build a connection with them, so that when they grow older, they feel that you are the safe place. They can trust you to share their problems, not only positive but also the negative thoughts, right? Bringing that negative thoughts is like there is so much negativity around us that even if the kids do not want, they have those negative thoughts, be it social media or the friends or the gathering. So give them a way to release those negative thoughts. How you can help them is talking, obviously one-to-one conversation that we talked about in quality time. Also, you can encourage them to write. That is one good way to encourage writing in the kids. So that is point number 8, how to encourage your kids to write. So if you have a young, before I go there, I just want to ask you, how much time has it been since you wrote a page? Apart from giving your exams, recently have you written a page with pen on the paper? Actually, if you not, try that and see how these muscles and this fingers pains. That is what happens when the preschoolers, the kids who are 3 years, 4 years old, when they are writing for the first time. because their muscles are not strong enough to help them. Thank you, Priya, for agreeing with me. Hi, Kavya. Thank you for joining. Hi, Priyanka. So that is what happens when these muscles are not strong, and then we say कि अरे बच्चा तो लिखता ही नहीं है, they are not interested in writing, and then we lose our temper, and it becomes a mess, right? I have to keep it clean, so then it becomes a mess. So help them build those muscles. How? Pincer grip. Work on the pincer grip. Work on the fine motor skills. Sorting is a very good game for that. Then using scissors, drawing, free painting. Let them use their fingers. It's clay molding is very nice activity to help them these muscles, hand muscles. When they have stronger muscles, then it will be easier for them to write. And obviously practice. For practicing also, apart from ABCD, you can give the books where they have tracing, tracing of the drawing, tracing of the alphabets, tracing of animals. So those they can do which they are actually interested in. Tracing of vehicles, our favorite one. So that will help them practice. If you're talking about the alphabets or the numbers that they need to write, and they get confused between P and B and D. So yes, clay molding will also be a good thing for doing the fine motor, helping with the pencil grip as well as their muscles building. So help them write in sand or rice, so that will give them confidence that they know the alphabets or the numbers, right? So that is how you can encourage them to write. If you have elder kids, encourage them to write their thoughts, positive thoughts, negative thoughts. That is a good way to let them out the negative thoughts, so that they know, okay, when you talk to somebody or when you write down your negative thoughts, they're out of your mind. It's not running at the back of your mind. So if the kids are not able to talk to you, encourage them to write that, so that it is out. And please do not read their journal if they don't want to. So don't do that. And if you encourage them to write the positive thoughts, then it helps them built in with them, right? So that is the power of the positive thoughts, and that brings me to the next point, the positive affirmation and the gratitude journal. That is point number 9 that we are talking about in Das Ka Dam. So establish positive affirmations and gratitude, and help them have a gratitude journal or have a practice of gratification or gratitude in your kids and yourself. So when nowadays kids have lot of advantages, right? And they have everything and anything that they want, right? So what happens is, like, they are oblivious of the thing that, okay, this is the we have a house, we have a car, we have movie theaters to go through, we have restaurants to go through. But if you remember in your times, in your childhood, you did not have privilege, and that is why we value these things so much. That is why we are thankful for these things, because our parents and we have worked very hard to achieve what we have. So make them realize them, let them be grateful about it, that they have food, they have house, they have clothes that they are wearing, and let them take a lead. If it is smaller kids, let them take a lead, and let it be as silly as toys and TV time and AC and fan and a grass or a playground. So that will tell, and the list can change every day. Ours changes every day. Before we go to bed, we do this gratitude activity, and sometimes he's happy that he has air football. Sometimes he's happy that they have we have blanket. Sometimes he's happy that he has friends because he played with their friends a lot. Sometimes he's happy, he's grateful or thankful for the TV. So that is okay. Let them decide what they are thankful for, but inculcate that feeling of gratification, so that they understand the importance of it. Have positive affirmations for you as well as for your kids. Like, it could be as simple as, I am kind, I am brave, I am strong. So when you say that out loud, it becomes your inner voice, right? And when it becomes your inner voice, it pushes you to do that thing, pushes you to take that stand, pushes you to act on it. So that is the power of positive affirmations, and I would suggest that you should also do it, even if you are, whether or not you are a parent. in life in general, when you want to achieve something, you tell them that I can do it, right? And that motivates you, that becomes your inner voice. So that is the power of gratitude as well as the positive affirmation that you have. So that was point number 9. And the final 10th point in our 10 ka dam. Before I go there, just a quick revision for the people who are joining in. Thank you for joining in. We are talking about 10 ka dam, where we are talking about the 10 parenting goals that we are planning to set for 2024, and I'm just helping you to be more realistic about it so that they are more achievable. We talked about spending quality time, eating healthy. We talked about physical activities. We talked about improving concentration, how to raise independent kids, how to set a gadget free routine, how to encourage them to write, how to inculcate a feeling of gratification, and have the talk. We talked about the power of positive affirmation. In case you want to have a handbook about the points that we just discussed, in you missed the session and you want notes on that, then you do leave your email ID in the comment or DM me and I'll send you the handbook for all the points that we discussed. Okay, last but not the least, inculcating faith in your kids. So now when I say inculcating faith in your kids, the first thing that comes to your mind is religion. I am not talking about religion, right? If you are a religious person, then definitely that is the way to go. But even if you're not religious, then inculcating faith is not only in the God, but in yourself, in the higher power, in the universe that I'm talking about. So the point that we just talked about, if we are following that, they will lead your kid to believe in themselves, to believe in you, have faith in their parents, in their family members, in themselves, that okay, that they can do it, and that is what will help them when they are in a situation, right? That they have faith in themselves, they have faith on the family members, they have faith in their parents, they have that safe space. So that is what I'm talking about, inculcating faith. And other thing is that we say that kids these days, they don't know their culture, they don't know the rituals. Why? One, either you are not aware of it and you are not following it, or two, you are not including or involving your kids in that. So if you want to bridge that gap, that your kid should know about your culture, your family rituals, involve them. Be it as easy as a simple puja at home. The most easy way to engage them is to tell the importance about it, tell the story behind it, talk about your childhood memories of that festival or that particular ritual or culture that you have. Because when you tell them in an interesting way, they want to listen to it, and it is easier for them to remember also, right? So bridge that gap by involving them. If you are a religious person, you're going to temple or church or gurdwara or mosque, take them along. It's okay. It might be crowded, but it's okay. Take them along. They'll know what you're doing there. You know what is there, right? If you have puja at home, involve them. Let them just not run around. Try and involve them. Okay, this is what we do. Talk about your culture, what you have. You talk about the food that you have in your culture. That is a very good way to make it interesting for your kids and involve them. So that was the 10th and final point in our 10 ka dam that we just discussed. I hope my pointers helped you a little bit in these setting of these goals, and I hope these will help you make your parenting journey at least a little bit easier, because now we have some pointers that we can look up to when we want, right? And if you want, I can share a handbook with you. I am a certified parent coach, and if you want a one-on-one session, you want to talk about something specifically about your kid or a parenting struggle that you're going through, you can reach out to me on Instagram or WhatsApp if you have my number, or email. You can email me also and I will get in touch with you. In case you want this handbook of the 10 ka dam, the 10 parenting goals and the pointers that we just talked about, which is spending quality time, eating healthy, how to raise independent kids, how to set gadget free routine, how to engage your kids in physical activities, how to inculcate faith in them, how to encourage them to write, and many more. leave your email ID in the comments or send me in the chat box, or you can DM me and I will send that to you. Alright, so ending the session here. Thank you everyone for joining in and staying with me till the end. I hope you all have a great year ahead. See you soon. Bye.